Welcome learners to this course on Innovation and Design Thinking for Educators by Professor Rahul Mishra and Professor Nitika Seth of IILM University. This course equips educators with the skills and knowledge needed to integrate design thinking and innovation in teaching practices in alignment with the NEP 2020. Each week focuses on specific aspects, making this a more structured and comprehensive learning experience. Let us now understand the course outline. In week 1, we will cover the new education policy and its innovative approach to education. In week 2, disruptive innovation plus global trends and emerging models. Week 3, introduction to design thinking and its relevance to education. In week 4, aligning design thinking with the NEP framework. In week 5, empowering students through design thinking. And finally, in week 6, design thinking for innovative educational leadership and policy advocacy. Today, we will focus on the National Education Policy. We'll uncover its vision and innovative strategies to address the evolving demands of education in the 21st century. Our discussions will include critical thinking, interdisciplinary approaches, and India's journey in education policy. Let us understand how NEP 2020 lays the groundwork for a transformative approach to learning. What will we learn today? What is the New Education Policy 2020 and why does it matter? What is the vision of this policy? What are the goals of this policy and how do these goals affect school education and higher education? What are the fundamental principles of the New Education Policy 2020? And finally, what are the key elements of this policy? The New Education Policy 2020 is poised to transform the educational landscape with a focus on inclusivity, accessibility, and quality education. It seeks to reshape how India learns and thinks, preparing a strong foundation for national and global progress. India's education system is vast but has faced many challenges, including a low gross enrollment ratio of just 27% in 2017 to 2018. The NEP 2020 aims to improve access, equity, and quality in education, addressing these gaps. It revolutionizes teaching and learning by introducing learner-centric and inclusive models. What is the vision of the New Education Policy, NEP 2020? Transforming India into a knowledge society, nurturing entrepreneurs, a multidisciplinary approach to education, and finally, inspirational global models. We will discuss this in more detail in the following slides. Transforming India into an equitable, inclusive knowledge society. The NEP 2020 envisions an education system deeply rooted in Indian ethos that transforms India into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society. The NEP 2020 fosters critical thinking and multidisciplinary learning for a vibrant 21st century India. The policy is designed to create an education system that promotes an equitable and dynamic society. It emphasizes ethics and critical thinking as core components of learning, aiming to prepare students for the challenges of the modern world. In India, Ashoka University, O.P. Jindal Global University, IILM University and Delhi University have promoted multidisciplinary education. So, what are the goals of the New Education Policy 2020? Universal access, equity and inclusion, quality education, lifelong learning, and flexibility in learning. Let us now move on to discussing the first goal, universal access. The New Education Policy 2020 emphasizes universal access to education, ensuring that every child has the opportunity to learn, regardless of their socio-economic background, gender, or geographical location. A 2019 report by NCERT found that more than half of Class 3 students in India could not read a simple paragraph even in their native language. This is where the example of foundational literacy and numeracy programs comes in. Children who lack FLN skills are more likely to drop out of school and face a disadvantage in school. How do we provide universal access and make it inclusive for all levels? The introduction of the foundation literacy and numeracy programs in primary schools across rural India was done to ensure that every child can read and write by grade 3. The specific activities defining foundational literacy and numeracy are reading with comprehension, writing effectively, performing arithmetic operations, understanding numbers, shapes and measurements, developing phonics, decoding sounds, reading fluency, and drawing. Implementing NEP 2020 in Kendriya Vidyalayas. Kendriya Vidyalayas are adopting NEP 2020 by revising Class 1 admission age to 6+, the introduction of Bal Vatika, and implementing Vidya Pravesh and vocational training from Class 8. The next goal is equity and inclusion. These form the backbone of NEP. The policy emphasizes providing opportunities for marginalized and disadvantaged groups through several mechanisms. Scholarships, financial aid, and fee waivers for SC, ST, OBC, and economically weaker sections. Gender Inclusion Fund to support education for girls, and gender special education zones to uplift children with disabilities and other marginalized communities. NEP 2020 ensures that systematic barriers are minimized and education becomes a right for all, promoting true inclusivity in classrooms across India. NEP 2020 redefines quality education by focusing on creativity, critical thinking, and holistic growth. This involves revamping the curriculum to emphasize skill-based and student-centric learning, incorporating emotional and social growth into academic frameworks, and leveraging technology to make education interactive and engaging. Moreover, institutions and faculty gain greater autonomy to innovate curricula. Enhancing education quality. Let's understand a little more about this. Implement a new curriculum framework focusing on critical thinking, creativity, and holistic development. Replace outdated learning methods with interactive student approaches. provide institutions and faculty with more autonomy to innovate on curriculum design, encouraging creativity and adaptability to local needs. Include materials on human values and instruct in the home language until at least grade 5 to enhance understanding and cultural relevance. Equip faculty with the necessary training to stay updated with the latest improvements in educational pedagogy, technology, and curriculum. What are some of the other ways to enhance education quality? Focus on governance pillars, regulations, accreditation, funding, and training. Implement RIMS and subscribe to plagiarism tools and journals. Promote internationalization by allowing more international students to study in India and by increasing student mobility. Promote inclusive educational structure and culture through infrastructural support and curriculum changes. Emphasize education that increases skills like critical thinking, problem solving, teamwork, and communication. NEP 2020 envisions a lifelong learning pathway where education opportunities remain flexible and continuous. Platforms like Swayam play a pivotal role by offering the following: online courses designed for school to university level students, programs for professional and vocational upskilling. Swayam ensures that learning is accessible to diverse age groups, enabling skill development anytime, anywhere. This makes it easier for individuals to adapt and grow in a rapidly changing world. In the next slide, we will discuss this in detail. Swayam is responsible for revolutionizing digital education, democratizing education. It offers web and mobile-based interactive e-content for courses from high school to university, ensuring high-quality learning experiences and robust certification processes. Diverse disciplines. Courses are available across arts, sciences, commerce, engineering, and more, serving both higher education and school-level students. Skill-based learning includes post-high school and industrial skills training certified by Sector Skills Council, focusing on academic and vocational education. Through collaborative development, courses are developed by prestigious institutions like IIMs and IITs, ensuring high-quality education and credible certifications. Enhanced learning experience. The platform facilitates peer interactions, discussion forums, and teaching aids, making digital learning engaging and comprehensive. State-of-the-art systems utilizes advanced technology to provide an interactive and immersive learning environment, enhancing student engagement and retention. Flexibility in learning is another key feature of NEP 2020, which introduces the Academic Bank of Credits. It allows students to accumulate and transfer credits across institutions and disciplines. The goal is to provide a learner-centered education system where individuals can customize their learning journey. Such flexibility makes education inclusive and adaptable, catering to diverse learning needs while promoting interdisciplinary learning. The policy strongly advocates holistic and multidisciplinary education, encouraging students to take courses across streams. For example, a student studying mathematics could also explore vocational skills like music. Digital platforms like Diksha and e-Pathshala provide the resources to support such diverse learning experiences. This approach nurtures creativity, critical thinking, and problem solving skills essential for success in the 21st century. Finally, the NEP 2020 stresses the importance of teacher empowerment by equipping educators with essential skills and knowledge to deliver high quality education. The National Professional Standards for Teachers (NPST) promote continuous professional development, training in innovative teaching methods such as using technology and reflective practices. With well-trained teachers, NEP ensures that students receive education tailored to modern challenges. Let us now move on to learning about the fundamental principles of NEP 2020. We will discuss each principle in detail in the following slides. Holistic and multidisciplinary education. Combining sciences, arts, and vocational subjects fosters a more well-rounded education, promoting creativity and critical thinking. Students exposed to a multidisciplinary curriculum are better prepared for real-world challenges, enhancing problem-solving and adaptability skills. Integration of diverse subjects encourages collaboration and communication among students, which are essential skills in any career path. This approach helps in identifying and nurturing individual talents, leading to personalized learning experiences. Holistic education supports emotional and social development, creating a balanced and inclusive learning environment. Flexibility in learning. The introduction of Academic Bank of Credits allows students to accumulate and transfer credits across different institutions and disciplines. Customizations of learning paths enable students to choose subjects that align with their personal and career interests. Flexible learning schedules accommodate diverse student needs, promoting a better work-life study balance. Increased access to interdisciplinary courses fosters a holistic educational experience. Students have the opportunity to explore varied fields without being locked into single academic tracks. Digital platforms enhancing education. Digital platforms like Diksha and e-Pathshala offer extensive educational resources accessible to students and teachers. These platforms provide interactive content, including videos, quizzes, and e-books, to enhance learning experiences. Integration of technology in education supports personalized learning paths tailored to individual student needs. Students can access resources anytime and anywhere, fostering a more flexible learning environment. Teachers can leverage these platforms to supplement traditional teaching methods and assess students' progress effectively. Equity and inclusion, ensuring access for marginalized groups. Let's discuss the key initiatives and examples. The implementation of the Gender Inclusion Fund to support gender equity in educational access and opportunities. Establishment of special education zones aimed at providing tailored educational resources for students with disabilities. Development of community outreach programs to engage marginalized groups and encourage participation in educational systems. Partnerships with local organizations to create mentorship programs for underrepresented students. Integration of technology in classrooms to reduce educational barriers for disadvantaged communities. Teacher empowerment. By enhancing teacher education and training, the establishment of the National Professional Standards for Teachers sets a benchmark for teacher competencies and skills. Continuous professional development programs are designed to foster accountability and growth among educators. Collaborative workshops and seminars encourage knowledge sharing and innovative teaching practices. Increased access to resources and training materials through online platforms enhances learning opportunities. Feedback mechanisms and peer reviews are implemented to ensure quality and relevance in teaching practices. Let us now discuss the key elements of the new Education Policy 2020. Quality education under NEP 2020 emphasizes transforming the educational landscape to ensure better learning outcomes and overall development of students through curriculum revisions, holistic development, and interactive learning. NEP 2020 aims to equip students with job-relevant skills, promoting social equity through inclusive education to bridge societal gaps. This fosters an environment where education contributes to economic growth. The policy promotes critical thinking and interdisciplinary studies. It encourages questioning and analytical thinking, integrating diverse disciplines to enhance students' ability to innovate and solve problems. NEP 2020 introduces flexible curricula, allowing students to mix subjects from different streams. This includes collaborative projects that integrate knowledge from multiple disciplines for a more holistic understanding. Which of these principles resonates with you? Your input will help shape the discussion and ensure everyone's voice is heard. Here's a quick look at the goals for school education. Universal Foundation Literacy and Numeracy programs, shifting towards a competency-based curriculum, offering flexible subject choices, and integrating coding and experiential learning into the curriculum. Here are some of the goals that affect higher education. Increasing GER to 50% by 2035. Multidisciplinary education by breaking silos. Autonomy for institutions and holistic admissions. And creation of a national research foundation are some of the goals for higher education. If you could implement one NEP goal in your school or college, what would it be and why? Let's take a few minutes to reflect on this question and note down your thoughts. Consider how this goal could make a meaningful impact on your educational environment and the students you serve. What are our key takeaways for today? The NEP 2020 envisions a learner-centered and inclusive system focusing on foundation literacy and skill-based learning. In school goals, emphasizing foundation literacy and skill-based learning to prepare students for future challenges. Higher education goals, promoting flexibility and multidisciplinary learning to foster a more adaptable and comprehensive education system. Join us as we delve deeper into implementing these education strategies. So what's coming up in the next session?
What's coming up in the next session? We're going to be talking about the new education policy framework. We're going to be discussing how this particular framework changes the education landscape. We're also going to be speaking about the shift towards a learner-centric education. We look forward to seeing all our learners for the next session.
So what's coming up in the next session? We're going to be talking about the new education policy framework. We're going to be discussing how this particular framework changes the education landscape. We're also going to be speaking about the shift towards a learner-centric education. We look forward to seeing all our learners for the next session.